Welcome to Unleashed at Work and Home. I'm Colleen Pilar, and this is where pet professionals come for honest conversations about what it really takes to show up for yourself while serving the animals you love. If you've ever felt caught between compassion and exhaustion, you're in the right place. Here we explore what it means to reconnect with your inner wisdom and rediscover the joy that brought you to this work. Make sure to join my email community at colleenpilar.com for gentle, practical insights designed specifically for pet professionals. Now, let's dive in. Welcome back to Unleashed at Work and Home. My guest today is Liz Clarke, and she is the founder of Kathleen's Paws. Welcome, Liz.
Welcome. I don't know why I'm saying welcome. Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about Kathleen's Paws. What's Kathleen's Paws, and what do you do with Kathleen's Paws?
So Kathleen's Paws, she's fairly new. I spent some time in Bulgaria and I rescued her. She was dumped in the village, her and her brother. We were supposed to rehome her, but she got parvo. Her brother unfortunately passed away. So I obviously kept her after that, nursed her through it because in Bulgaria, the vets aren't round the corner. They're miles away. So I originally took her to the vet. He set her up with a drip, IV fluids. So I was more or less, I do have a nursing background. So I was on my own, literally, in the village with her, nursing her through it. The vet would ring up and everything. And she got through it. And if we hadn't have found her, it could have been a completely different story. Who knows what would have happened to her. So I thought, and there's lots of stray animals in Bulgaria, and I couldn't ignore it anymore. I thought, what can I do to try and help? Even though I'm not there full time, and all the posts on Facebook, oh, I found this stray animal, what do I do? I thought, And we have obviously I nursed her through this. She was a tiny little baby, and we have such a bond. She's sat here right next to me at the moment. We've got such a bond. She needed a legacy. She needs to be the example of how life can be for street dogs. So that's where that came from. So I've set up a Bulgarian Facebook group, and we support all the different rescuers in Bulgaria because it's not an easy job. Support all expats because they want to help as well. There's a big expat community in Bulgaria who, again, have no idea where to start. And it's just roller coaster from there. I'm doing so much training because it's just something I'm so passionate about.
So were you in Bulgaria on vacation when you came across Kathleen? Or how did it happen that this dog came your way and then changed things?
So it was at a tough point in life. My friend already had a house over there. She said, just come over for a break, a reset just for a week. So I thought, yeah, I really need this. Never been to Bulgaria, never really heard of Bulgaria. It's in Eastern Europe. So that's all I knew. I'd never been to that side of the world before. So she has a house out there. And and it's about 2.5 hours drive from the airport through this strange country. I was mesmerized because you're driving through the mountains. It's peaceful, it's quiet. And as soon as we got to a village and I stepped out of the car, just this instant rush of peace came over me. I'm home. It just felt something I've always loved nature. I'm a country girl. I'm not a city girl. I can't stand the hustle and bustle, the noise. And mostly in England, it's hustle and bustle. It's all over. Unless you're very rich and you can live in the countryside. But in Bulgaria, that peace, it just waved all over me. So that week's vacation ended up 3 months. I stayed there. 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Because the visa situation, you're allowed to stay in there 90 days and you have to leave for 90 days and then you can go back. So I did that for a bit. And I think it was on my 3rd or 4th, she was dumped in the village. There's been a lot of dumpings, and like we rescue, rehome, and sometimes just make sure they're supported in the village. But somehow, and I wasn't looking for another dog. Not that you ever are. It just happens. And she just happened. And we've just got this incredible bond. She's now here in England with me. So when I used to do my 90 days there, 90 days out, I used to leave her with friends. But it was so hard leaving her. So I thought, I'm going to bring her to England. She's taken some time to readjust because the noise, she doesn't have the freedom she does there, but we're together.
Awesome. So that's so interesting that it's just sort of a happenstance. And now it changed the trajectory. So you go back and forth
Yeah,
between England and Bulgaria
not as much.
regularly in
Yeah,
support
I
of.
do a lot online. Like the rescuers over there, they're in it day in, day out. They don't have time for social media. They don't have time to research. They don't have time for themselves. So I try and support them that way. I can research things. I can give them guidance. I can give them support because I'm not on the front line when I'm not there. I know when I am there, I can't do any of this. That's why I think that's another reason
Mhm,
why things don't really change over there because they're too busy on the ground. They can't do the campaigning. They can't do the
mhm,
advocating. But when I'm over, because I know that when I've been there, I can't do any of that because trying to help all
yeah.
the animals, you don't have the time or the headspace for it. So I try and support them over. So yeah, in answer to your question, don't go over as much as I like to because I've got elderly animals in England. I am going over next week just for a week, but I've got elderly animals in England who need me as well. So it's really hard on my heart
Mhm.
because I want to be over there, but obviously I want to support my elderly animals in England.
I think we can all relate to that, like having a heart in more than one place and the need to balance what we do and how we do it, and it's tricky. It's tricky. There's
Yeah,
no
it really
easy
is because
way.
I am in a different space when I'm in England than when I am in Bulgaria. I just feel so much at peace.
I love that statement about, like, you just got out of the car and you could feel at home, like, you just
I'll
felt
never
it.
ever forget that feeling ever. I really just because it's kind of when you like you imagine where you'd love to live in where and where your ideal day is and where you'd love to be. That something like that I'd always dreamt of and I never knew it existed. And just that moment stepping out the car, I knew this was home. This is home.
I think it's also an interesting commentary on our nervous systems and our bodies and how our
Yeah.
bodies know things to be true, and sometimes our brains
Hmm.
are very busy, analyzing things, but your body knew something and sent a huge signal to you in that moment to go like
I'm
this.
home. I'll never forget that feeling ever. And I went with it as well. I didn't just ignore that feeling. Did stay for the week and then go home and go back to I didn't ignore it. I stayed with it. And I'm slowly building a life out there in between life in England. The goal is permanently one day.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Well, a question I love to ask all my guests is, what did you think you were going to be when you grew up, when you were 10 years old? And now I'm super curious since you so very much fell into this. So,
Oh,
10-year-old Liz, what
animals.
did she think?
Yeah.
Oh, she
It
knew. So
was
it was
animals, but I've only
animals.
just started doing this in the past. I've had a wide range of careers and they weren't to do with animals. Which really bewilders me, but it's all yeah, speaking to I remember my mum used to say, like, I always wanted to be a vet, but I never got the qualifications at school, like the maths and the science. I was very good at English
Mhm.
and things like that, but always been animals, always.
Can you take me through the trajectory of other jobs that were not the
Yeah.
right ones for you?
Looking back, because I used to suffer a lot with regret, like, "Why did I not do this sooner?" But then analysing, speaking to people, I think because of the skills I've picked up over the years have allowed me into this space now. Everything happens for a reason, so rather
Mhm.
than going with regret, this is how I've soothed myself and come to terms with it, if you will. So, yeah, then I
Yeah.
thought vet nurse, and because I said to my mum, I said, "Why did I never become a vet nurse?" She said, "Well, you researched that there wasn't enough money in it, so I went into people's nursing." Like, why would I do that? So I went into people's nursing, got pregnant with my son. They offered me 6 weeks maternity leave. I was 20 years of age. I was like, I can't, at 20 years old, I can't leave my son for 6 weeks. So I gave up the nursing at university and I went to work in a doctor's surgery and I did a degree in health and social care there. So it's a level before qualified nurse. So I worked my way up there in a doctor's surgery, GP surgery, taking bloods, doing doing lots of medical things. And I was there for 10 years. And then I went to work in the police. No,
Okay.
I know. Wasn't fit enough for the fitness test. So all my careers that I wanted to do didn't quite do like I nurse, but the bit below nursing. The police, the fitness, didn't pass it. I passed all the strength things, the written work, but the physical, I don't know if you've heard of them over there, the bleep test. It was it was horrendous. I nearly died. You have to run between 2 spots as fast as you can, and you're on a timer. Yeah, I couldn't do that. No. So I ended up working
Oh,
as a witness care officer. So people have to go to court. They've been through horrific crimes. So I supported those, helping them with provisions like they have to face their attacker and things like that. Support. But that was really
yeah.
interesting. Gave me lots of resilience skills, talking skills, compassion. So again, I've learned lots of skills from there.
I see
Yeah,
huge overlap in
yeah,
that job and the things you're doing
definitely.
now.
A
That's so
and then after
cool.
so I did that for 5 years, and then my son had some issues, so I had to, like, stay at home and support him. And then I went into life coaching working for a celebrity.
A totally
I
normal
know.
trajectory.
That was a great that so I did that for 8 years. So I know you have the Real Housewives in America. This is with the Real
Mhm.
Housewives of Cheshire, so our English, so one of the stars from there I know, so I got to
Wow.
go to all the red carpet events to glam up. It just seems like a different lifetime ago.
It does not
It
feel like
really
animal welfare
does
work at
not.
all. Like,
But they were always there in my mind. I had the animals at home. I remember once, I rescued a chicken, and Tanya Barsley, who I worked for, she was just like, "What have you done?" And she had a boutique, a wellness boutique, and I was always trying to bring the dogs in off the street. She was like, "Stop turning my boutique into a farm." Not animals, always, but I think all the skills I've learned from those careers have given me so I did 8 years there, and travel has always been a passion of mine, and then I did 5 years as a travel agent. I know.
okay.
Nobody can see this, but she's shaking her head thinking, "What?"
I just think it's so cool, but I don't see how one leaps from being a
Yeah.
witness
Uh,
carer
mhm.
to being the person supporting a celebrity to being
Yeah.
a travel agent. Like,
I've
wow.
always been quite, what's the word? Impulsive. And always wanted to follow my dreams, like, all of the things I've done, like, I love traveling, I love helping people and also the animals, so that was and I love, like, the medical side as well, and I've done all those, and
Yeah,
everything I've learnt along the way, I think has led me to where I am now.
for sure. I can absolutely see benefits in each of these in terms of your advocacy, both on behalf of the animals and the people rescuing and supporting the animals in Bulgaria. That you've got some lovely layered skills, and having been associated with
Mm.
the star gives you like a sense of, I don't know,
Yeah,
fundraising, networking. Some of those pieces you probably have a view of as well from a
yeah.
from a different angle.
Used to live in a Kuwait as a child, so I think that's where the travelling bug came from as well. That was a what wonderful life as well. So travel is always I'm meeting different animals all over the world.
Do you have a favorite animal?
I love them all, but I think dogs at the moment, they're my it used to be cats. I grew up with cats, but I've got a soft spot for dogs, but honestly, all animals. I'm an absolute nightmare. I was helping my friend in Bulgaria clear a garden, and it was full of slugs. I didn't do much clearing because I was spending the no, snails. I was spending the whole time moving these snails. So it took I was useless. I was moving the snails. So all animals.
All animals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
interesting. And Kathleen's Paws focuses specifically on dogs or dogs and cats?
Yeah, and cats. No, absolutely. We won't discriminate. The street cats. The fight of the the strike the what's the word? What was this? What's the word I'm trying to say? I can't remember. Of the street cats and the plight. That's it. The plight of street dogs and street cats. And in Bulgaria, we have horses and donkeys as well, who are mistreated a lot as well. So a wide variety, but it is mainly the dogs, and that's where I'm doing most of my training at the moment. The dogs.
That's awesome. And hooray. Thank you. Like, you saw a need, and then and then your gift for impulsivity
Yeah,
allowed you to just take action, big
yeah.
action, because
Mhm.
sustained action, moving in a
Yeah,
direction, building
yeah.
something. That's so
Mhm.
cool. That's so cool.
It sounds crazy like, speaking it out loud, and like if someone was telling me this story, I'd be like, "You are crazy."
I love it. I love it. And I absolutely think lives make sense looking backwards, but, like,
Yeah,
there's just no way that 10-year-old could have predicted
I know. Yeah.
all the things that were headed her way.
Hmm.
She had no way to know,
No.
just as you have no way to know now what the next 10 years will bring, you know?
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yeah. I think I started this because like I had the tricky time. I found Bulgaria, and I was loving the travel. I was going to all different countries, meeting lots of street animals, which wasn't the purpose of my trips, but I met the street animals. um,
Imagine that. The woman who had to move all the slugs happened to notice and meet street animals. I'm shocked.
the amount of time because we like the take us on work trips. Not had to, but we offered to go on work trips just to experience the countries and the hotels and things. And I was always the one who was they always where's Liz feeding the cats, feeding the dogs. Got a bit of a reputation. I enjoyed the travel, but and then I was a time of reflection where I was thinking, right, I've got 20 odd years before I retire. I need to follow this passion with the animals. So doing the work in Bulgaria, it just seemed natural. Right, I need to do this.
And you are. And you
Yeah.
are.
Yes.
So I ask all of my guests to share some words that matter to them. And the words you shared with me are whatever it takes. And you put a note in there that said you also have it as a tattoo, which I totally love. So look at that. Whatever it takes right there on your forearm.
Always see it, whatever it takes. Just never give up. Keep going.
So, what inspired that to become the tattoo, to become the motto, to become the way you live?
I think I've always struggled with my mood and like sometimes in the stage of giving up, and that will do nobody any good. I've got children, I've got the animals, I've got too much to give. So it just reminds me, whatever it takes, just keep going. People need you, the animals need you.
Mhm.
Never give up. So I
Never give
thought
up.
rather than never give up, this was whatever it takes, which could mean getting up in the morning, which could mean campaigning for the animals, which could mean just anything,
Yeah.
whatever it takes, keep going. So that's why I chose that one.
Yeah. It definitely has an activating sense to it, like,
Yeah.
that it connects you to the passion and the purpose behind something. Like,
Mhm.
there's a mission, and I'm gonna do
Yeah.
whatever it takes to fulfill this. So you
Mhm.
just mentioned children, and you had mentioned before your son. So do you have more than 1?
2 boys.
2
2
boys.
boys. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Single I was ma well, when I got pregnant with my other son, I was my first son, we got married, so we were married for 10 years, and then we got divorced. So I've single-handedly raised them for the past 15 years, 16 years now. They're now 25 and 22. So navigating that journey,
Mhm.
which
It's an
wasn't always
interesting
uh,
experience, isn't it?
interesting is an interesting word, yes.
Yeah. I found raising children to be quite an interesting experience
Oh,
and
it really is.
continues to be even as they are
Yeah,
full adults, and
absolutely.
also there's still moments where you're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, wait,
Yeah,
that's my kid that's happening to. Oh,
yeah.
wait."
Oh god, I know, 'cause they're always your babies. People say, "Oh, it gets easier as they get older." No, it just gets different. It's
Different.
just different. It's different.
It's different. Yeah. I think I've mentioned this before on my podcast, but my grandmother, my father's mother, was once asked, "What's the hardest stage of parenting?" And she said, "Oh, I don't know, I think maybe the 30s and 40s." And the
Oh
person she
god.
was talking to thought that she meant the decade, the 1930s and 1940s, and she was like, "No, no, no. When your children are in their 30s and 40s, because when they're younger than that, there's usually something you can do that will help. It doesn't
Yeah,
fix the thing, but you
mm,
can help. But in
yeah,
the 30s and 40s, it's a divorce or a
yeah,
mortgage payment or a you know, and
yeah.
when you're the parent, you don't stop
Mm.
caring,
Absolutely.
even though you're like, yes, you're an adult and hooray, you go out, live your life. Oh no, oh dear, I'm worried about that.
Yeah. It doesn't switch off. So it's not like when they're 18, right? Switches off you go. It doesn't matter how old they are. That it's always there.
Yeah, it's always there.
Hmm.
And it's different. It's every
Yeah.
stage has its hard parts and its beauties.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I agree that I don't think it gets easier. It gets
No.
different.
Yeah.
It does get physically, it gets a lot easier. Like when they're like, definitely, when they could do their own shoes and their own seatbelts, I was like, freedom. And
Yes.
my grandchildren are in the stage right now of the shoes, the
Yeah.
seatbelts, the helping them get dressed, all of that. And sometimes you're just like, wow, that is
And yeah, I
a
can't.
lot.
Absolutely. I've not
And
got to.
I'm a lot older.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Hmm. I know.
But they're
Oh,
cute.
yeah. They have their moments.
Indeed, indeed,
No,
indeed.
we all do. We all do.
We all do, for sure,
Yes.
for sure. And whatever it takes, like we pick what
Yes.
we're passionate about
Mhm.
and we lean in, and there will
Yeah.
be challenging moments in everything always.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, they
what
will.
is what's something that you've learned about yourself or the world through normally I ask sort of along the lines of with animals, but just
Mm.
like I'm gonna ask you through your willingness to like dive in and say whatever it takes. What's something that you've learned about yourself or the world as a result
Yeah.
of that?
I'm stronger than I thought I was.
Mm.
I'm more resilient and adaptable. I'm very willing to learn. I think that's learn from the mistakes and move on again with the guilt I had. Like, regret, not guilt, regret that I
Mhm.
hadn't done this sooner. Reframing it, it's led everything I've done before has led up to this,
Yeah.
and that I am stronger than I thought I was. And the world can be a very, very sad place.
Yes.
And we, and I want to do all I can to help the animals and the people who take care of them. I know I'm only one person, but it's just something I'm so passionate about because there are millions and millions of people all over this world fighting every single day to just make lives that little bit better.
Mhm.
My God, they deserve everything.
Yeah. I think that's really beautiful, and I caught the part there about noticing the guilt and reframing
Yeah.
it to regret, and
Y
that is a so helpful
Mhm.
tool for people to recognize that regret has some powerful lessons to teach us, but we don't
Yeah.
necessarily have to feel guilty or atone for things, but we can say like,
Mhm.
"Oh, if only I could have known then what I know
Yeah.
now," and that is how we learn things. So tell me a little
Absolutely.
bit about that, about how you've noticed regret and what it
I think it also stems back to my nursing career. When I first started, I used to work in nursing homes, and I'd spend a lot of time talking with the elderly people, how much joy they had and how they said, "Just don't regret anything." So that's always stuck with me. So anytime I slip into that, "Why have I not done this sooner?" it brings me back to that. I'm here now because I've got all the tools behind me to do this to the best of my abilities. And without all those tools, those experience, the life challenges have shaped me to be in the right time in the right space now. And just don't regret anything because life's too short.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
spending all the time with the elderly people, coming to the end, that was powerful as well.
Yeah, there are so many brilliant lessons that we can learn
And I
when we
just don't
spend
want
time with
to be
you.
at the end thinking, what, with regrets.
Mhm. And people are more likely to regret the things they did not do than the
Absolutely.
things they did, which is
I'm a firm
interesting
believer of
too.
that. I think I use that to my advantage to get me out of some tricky situation. See, I'll have no regrets because I did it and probably shouldn't have done it, but I live by that saying.
I think it's a really interesting insight because I am a person who holds back less now than I
Yeah.
did before because I was always
Mm.
really super cautious.
See,
And
I'm the that, and it's got me into probably some tricky situations over the years. Oh my, honestly, perimenopause brain has got all my words all muddled, reckless, impulsive. So,
Inspired,
yeah,
energized,
where you're
motivated.
a bit cautious which I need to be the middle ground.
And you know what? There isn't a right spot for any of us to be in consistently. Like, we all kind of need to
Yeah,
learn, like, what's our natural way of being, and when do we need a little bit more of our natural way, and when do we need
yeah,
to step out of that a little bit
yeah.
and
Mm,
develop the skills and the fluency to know how to support ourselves whichever way we're going. Um,
yeah,
but it's tricky to not have opinions about, how we should have been or what we should have
yeah.
done, those kinds of pieces, and so to sort of look at it like, well, that's how it was. That's how
Mm-hmm.
it needed to be in order for me to be in
At
this
that time,
spot now.
yes, yeah. I take a lot of comfort in that.
Yeah. So you did say, um, I'm getting ready to ask a question that feels like it's narrowing, and I want to
Go on.
ask it, but I want to be like so clear that I'm not trying to narrow the vision.
Yeah.
You said, like, you're one person,
Hmm.
and you're going to make the difference you can make. So draw me a picture of Kathleen's Paws when you've made an impact. Now, obviously, other people will get involved when if it
Yeah.
can be as much and as big as you'd like it to be, but, like, you're not gonna magically eradicate all street
Yeah.
animals from Bulgaria. So
Mm.
what is gonna be the thing that tells you, like, "I'm doing it, like, this
Yeah.
is it."
My main goals for Bulgaria and the world, in my little bubble brain,
Mhm.
every town, every municipality has a proper humane neutering program, and people are educated on the benefits of that. People take care of their animals, and animal welfare is taught in schools to the next generation. They're my three visions.
Yeah, well, and they fit together so beautifully because
Yeah,
when animal welfare is taught in schools,
yeah, it's
the
shaping.
other 2 pieces will be
Yeah,
easier
yeah.
because people who are taught
Mm,
young how to interact with and care for animals will do better than people
mm.
who aren't, and they will
Because
better
then,
understand the population's
yeah, if
concerns.
all this is in place, it will then trickle down on those rescuers. They won't be so burnt out and in
Mhm,
demand. I just wish officials and people high up would just tackle this. It would make a difference to rescuers, the animals, communities.
mhm.
There wouldn't be the need to pay money for shelters and staff because it would be contained and controlled. And I think about that every day. Why is this not being done?
And it is being done on a small scale by Liz Clarke as she is pushing it forward, and it's important, and it matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying, very much trying. Yeah, to the animals and to the people who are taking care of
Mhm.
them. And it trickles down to people who have no inflection for animals,
Yeah, it
who
really
live
does.
in areas where there are these street dogs, and if it's properly controlled, like, they'll feel happier. It will just have such a massive impact. So that's the vision, that's the goal,
Yeah, and it
whatever
will
it
keep
takes.
going, and
Exactly. I've got 20 odd years of, well, this'll carry on until probably the very end. I've started it now and I won't finish.
so Kathleen, some dogs have peoply names and some dogs have dog kind of names, and I'm curious,
Don't go
like,
down
what
that
inspired Kathleen to be the right name for this particular dog?
So when she was first rescued, it was my neighbours who lived in the village who first found her, and they had to go back to England. So I said, "I'll take her." So they named her Kaya, which is a lovely
Okay.
name. So let me tell you my animals' names, and then you'll see why I had to go with Kathleen. So I've got George, I've got Bruce, I've got Harry, Keith, Richard, I've got a Fred. So do you see where Kathleen came from? I've had a Mavis.
Okay.
They're all peoply
They're
names.
peoply
So
names.
obviously, peoply
Is
names.
Kaya
Yeah.
not a peoply name, or just not an English peoply name?
It just didn't fit my vibe, did it? Did it? Yeah.
Okay. So Kathleen it is.
Kathleen it is, and she knows it. She knows it.
I have not met a dog named Kathleen. I've met many Georges, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't it
Mhm.
interesting? It's
Yeah.
fascinating to me how
I've met
some
yeah.
human name my husband's name is Jack, and I have met so many Jacks, like, so many
Yeah.
dogs named Jack,
Mhm.
and
Have you ever met a cat called Keith?
no, I have not met a Keith.
Yeah. No. Yeah, we've got a Keith and a Richard. Yeah. So do you see where Kathleen kind
It
of
fits.
fits?
It fits. Okay.
And they don't care what they're
No.
called.
As I mean, as
No.
long as it's with love, and, I mean, human names are
Yes.
we choose these names for people we love, so why not choose them for like,
Yeah.
I don't have any objection to that, it's just I have not met a
Yeah.
Kathleen.
No. Yeah.
I'm like, "What about this dog inspired Kathleen?"
Kathleen. Yes. It just kind of
Yeah.
works for her as well. Kathleen.
Yeah.
And her Bulgarian's name is Catalina, so she sometimes gets called Catalina. That's her Bulgarian name because she's a Bulgarian girl,
She is a
and she knows both names.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, she's a clever girl. Mhm.
So if I had a magic wand and you could grant a wish or a blessing for all of the people who are supporting animals in this world, what would you give us?
Peace and permission to take time for you because you are so worth it and you so deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's so hard. It really, really is.
Mhm.
But they're worth it. And to stay in the like it's physical, it's emotional, it's everything all, isn't it, in this work? And it's they need to stay, you know, take that care for themselves because it's unsustainable.
Mhm.
The animals need them and to carry on what their goal and their mission is. Just a little bit of time and it's not selfish.
No. Have you always known that, or is that something that you had to learn along the way?
Yeah. I've always helped animals, but working in Bulgaria and just seeing it day in and day out and how it was affecting me emotionally and physically, all the always. Um, I needed a way of uh, allowing myself to continue doing this without crumbling.
Mhm. Well, I'm so glad you found it because you had to find whatever it takes, and whatever it took was actually taking time off and taking
Yeah.
care of you,
Mhm. Yeah.
and that is not contradictory.
And getting comfortable with doing that
Yes.
because I'm not going to lie, it's not easy at first.
It's not easy.
Because you think, oh my gosh, I could be doing this instead. I could be doing that instead. But this is just as important as all the other things.
Mhm. Yeah, we're gonna just wrap that up into the wish that you sent so that when people feel that permission to take time for themselves, that they can also feel
Hmm.
that this is just as important as all the other things.
Absolutely.
Like, it
Hmm.
really is.
It really is.
And that's hard for people to step into. It takes
It is.
practice.
Yeah. Hmm.
At least for me, it was not a
Yeah.
pivot point. It's still a
No.
learning thing of like, what am I allowed to do and what am I not allowed to do
Yeah.
within those little rules inside my head that I don't even know where they showed up from. But they're all just like the patterns that we grew up with and the ways of belonging we learned and all of these
Yeah.
things.
Exactly.
And so when we
Hmm.
get a little bit more curious about, like, according to who? According
Yeah.
whose rule is that I'm so busy judging
Yeah.
myself against, and
Hmm.
recognizing
Exactly.
that this is
It's society. Go, go, go.
Mhm.
Don't stop. Just keep going.
Yeah,
But in this way, you need to take some time. You have to.
yeah, I agree.
And the support out there is very, very limited. Like the support for police and other people in the emergency frontline services, which animal rescuers welfare should be recognised as a frontline
It should be,
service
and
as
it
well.
is not. I'm not aware
No.
of any
It
communities in which it's considered to be.
Yeah, no, and it really should be
It really should.
because what they have to face, what they're faced with, what they have to deal with police, doctors. all the frontline, they're given the proper training and the support systems to keep them in this career, in this profession. Most animal rescuers just get into it by accident.
Mhm.
They learn along the way, and those support skills come last, don't they?
Mhm.
Your main goal, how can I take care of these animals? How do I keep the money coming in? How do I keep food on the table? Support, it's not there, is it?
Yeah,
You don't, it's not on the list of things I need to learn. And it really should
it
be.
really should be. And it will be
Mhm.
now because you're granting us this, and now we're all going to
Yeah,
absorb it,
that
and
yeah.
it it will
Mhm.
have ripples. It will have ripples.
Yeah, I really hope so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are people everywhere building things that matter. And what you're
Mhm.
doing is building something that matters that did
Yeah,
not exist before, and it does now.
us and for the people, because obviously with my background, it kind of
Mhm.
is into being there for the people and the animals.
Yeah.
Because for a long time I thought, "I hate people, don't wanna work with people, I'd rather work with animals." But that just doesn't work because it's the people who are helping the animals that we need.
Yeah.
So I made my peace with people, and there are some really, really incredible people, especially in this line of in this no, I don't wanna say line of work, in this community
Yes.
of people who care. There's some incredible people.
There are some incredible people.
Mhm.
And there are some incredible people who can come off a little bit brittle or, um,
Understandable, but
you know,
yes,
like
absolutely. Mhm.
like that piece is there too, that our first impression of someone might be like, "Ugh, not a fan."
Yeah, but
And then
mhm.
as we get in a little closer and we learn more, we realize
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's
Mhm.
actually all just depletion."
Mm,
That is someone who hasn't
yeah.
had the ability to take the time off and care for themselves and do what they needed to do. And when we see the
Yeah.
actual person underneath, we can see their struggle there too and have such compassion for them,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
Kathleen's Paws is really trying to address on
Yeah,
those levels, like support the
definitely.
people and that also
Which
supports
I'll
the
be honest,
animals.
not easy trying to reach those people because they are just that focused on the animals.
What?
It's not being yeah,
Really?
I know! Selfish, I know. Why are they not flooding in to see me? But no, I totally get it. They've probably never been asked about them, have they?
No. One of my favorite questions to ask people is, "What would you like?" It is a stumper. People are like,
Yeah.
they can answer it, what do they want
Oh,
for someone else? Like,
hey,
they want this for this animal or this, but like, no,
mm,
no, really, what would
for you.
you like?
What?
And it like stops people in their track because they have always been looking at the list of available options and choosing the least
Yeah.
intrusive of those. It's like, but
Mhm.
who made that list? Like, what
Mhm.
would you like? Um, and it's a mind-stretching activity to
Yeah.
stop and say, "Well, what would I
Yeah.
like?" And then to get kinda clear about what that is, and then when you do, then you might have to get a tattoo that says, "Whatever it takes."
Yeah, exactly.
Because you suddenly see the beauty of what you would
Yeah.
like is very rarely not good
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
everyone around as well, you know?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
there's, like, this fear that it's selfish, but it
Yeah.
when you really talk to people about what they want
Mhm.
is beautiful and generative.
Yeah.
It's really lovely what they truly want.
Getting them to reach that space inside them, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Peeling away all the dog poop and the bills and just for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this has been a fun conversation. If people want to learn more
Yeah.
about you and your work, Liz, how could they do that?
Oh, I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. That takes up so much time, trying to reach the right people. And I'm going off on a tangent again. I'm even on Substack. Have you ever been on that? It's so
I've
fascinating.
read some.
And like, yeah, they're really insightful. So yeah. So yeah, social media, I'm everywhere. And Kathleen's Paws, of course, .org is the website.
I will link all of that in the show notes. Will do.
My waffle. A simple question, where can they find you? And I just go off on
I think it's awesome. Different different places for different people. Everybody's got
Oh,
their
it's been
preference.
I really enjoyed talking to you.
It was so fun talking to you today, Liz. I'm so glad you were here. And thanks for seeing 2 dogs and deciding that that
Yeah.
was going to be a pivot point that
Who would have
mattered,
known?
you
I'd have
know?
never have dreamt it.
And here you are.
Who
And
knows?
here's
Here she is as
Kathleen
well.
lying upside down next to you, relaxed, safe, good life.
Yeah, exactly. I just hope the same for other street dogs to have what she has as well
Mhm.
one day.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
And thank you for holding this space for people as well.
It's my pleasure. I love talking to all
Yeah.
the amazing pet pros out there. There are just so many incredible people. Such a gift. So, thank you. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you.
That's our conversation for today. If something we talked about resonated, I invite you to sit with it. Notice what feels true and what you want to explore further. You don't have to have it all figured out to start moving toward what matters. Whatever showed up for you today, clarity, questions, even resistance, trust that it's pointing you towards something important. For more support, join my weekly notes at colleenpilar.com. And until next time, remember, you are enough. Always, just as you are.